So what made you jump ship from the bank to this car maker, this electric car maker?
Well, I think I saw a tremendous opportunity. I mean, I think EV plus autonomous driving and smart, intelligent, connected vehicles and the impact to mobility is a huge trend. And I think it's happening right now in China. I think it's a pivotal moment as well because you see this year, including Xpeng Motors, there's a number of Chinese players are launching vehicles to consumers. It's an exciting time.
Brian, it's not just Chinese competitors, they're international competitors, and you're a brand new, you're a startup. How do you compete in this?
Well, I think you're right. A lot of the competitors are now gearing up for EV, global OEMs, Tesla, and also some of the domestic OEMs. But I think Xpeng has a unique DNA. We are more technology. We want to do something different. We're not trying to just build a pure electric vehicle. We want to be an electric vehicle that can learn, can be smarter, and has its own China market-focused autonomous driving features.
But you mentioned Tesla. People claim that you're just making a Tesla clone at the end of it, and it's not actually your own stuff. Now, how do you respond to that?
Well, I would say that all the EV startups looked at Tesla as role models. When it started in 2014, when Tesla open sourced its technology, that really get people excited. But the road to today is different. I think.
So you're not a clone?
We're not a clone. We have our own technology, our own product has a different segment focus. Our features are focused on Chinese market. We're using our own autonomous driving features. So all of that are developed ourselves.
So that brings me to what's your unique selling point?
Well, I think our unique selling point is that, first of all, we're targeting at a very different segment. We're targeting the middle market segment in China, which I think is not addressed by the current EV players. Tesla or NIO, for that matter, in China, are focused purely on the high-end market. The second, I think, unique point is that our focus on technology. We spend 2/3 of our headcounts in R&D, and in those R&D, I think a lot of those are actually not just automotive R&D, but in internet, autonomous driving, and connected vehicle features. These features, I think, will ultimately be the differentiator of a vehicle rather than EV itself.
Brian, so how big do you see the market? How many cars do you think you're going to be able to sell or make, let's say, first of all? Just give me an idea, first-year targets, then looking perhaps a bit down the road.
Well, at this stage, I think we're not giving out targets or forecasts.
Is that another thing you've learned from a certain Mr. Musk?
I think it's not just learning from Mr. Musk, but also learning from being in the market for dozens of years. But I think what we're saying is that next month, we'll be launching our commercial sale. So we'll be delivering to consumers starting next month. But in the year of 2019, we would aim to deliver tens of thousands of vehicles. And that's our target. Tens
of thousands of vehicles. And this is a crowded market. I don't quite get how you're going to be able to break into that still.
Well, I think the reason that we are confident is because we have a unique product. I really want to invite all of you to come and drive our product. You will see, it's very different. It has a lot of the smart features that current vehicles doesn't have. And also, I think what's unique about Xpeng Motors is that the way we design a vehicle is from ground up. So the chassis, the hardware, and the software are purely designed for EV and smart.
You will be facing headwinds. EV subsidies in China are going to disappear in 2020. Mm-hmm. How do you react to that, and how do you face up to that?
What I would say is that subsidy is obviously incentive that spurs certain consumer demand. But at the same time, I think it distorts demand, because if you look at last few years, a lot of the EV sales were purely trying to reap the subsidy benefit rather than come up with a good product. I think the phasing out of the subsidy, I think it's good for the market overall. On top of it, I think government actually will be supporting this industry in other means rather than subsidies.
Who's backing you?
So our shareholders...
We know it's Alibaba, but who else? Very quickly.
So we have Alibaba, we have Foxconn, we have a lot of well-known financial institutions like Primavera, like GGV, Morningside. We have investors like Shunwei, who's affiliated with Xiaomi. We have investors like...
So you've got some people with very deep pockets. The thing is, do they have long arms or are they short ones?
Well, I think they are very helpful, especially I think on strategic side, our partnership with Alibaba on a number of fronts, including music, cloud, content, payment. We also work with a lot of our shareholders through their network of relationship. So I think to us, those are very valuable in addition to capital.
So do you envisage perhaps coming to the market, an IPO in the next couple of years?
Well, we're monitoring the market very closely. I think as
the timing wouldn't be great at the moment, as NIO found out. And what did you learn from the NIO IPO? Because there was a lot of people disappointed.
Well, I think NIO obviously chose a very difficult market to do an IPO. But I think the actual IPO itself also demonstrated that there are plenty of appetite for early stage EV companies for public market.
Okay, so give me some milestones you'd have to go through before you decided to make that decision to come to the market?
Well, I think we first have to prove to the market that our product is well received. So we're starting our delivery next month. We plan to ramp up delivery probably in the coming months because it takes time to ramp up production and delivery. We need to build our network of sales centers, service centers, and supercharging stations. So I think once that phase, I think, matures, I think we'll be ready to talk about future financing.
And will you limit yourselves to just China?
Our focus right now is China. It's a big market. It's the biggest EV market and the fastest growing EV market. But I think in a couple of years, once we establish ourselves in China, I think we'll look outside, see other opportunity there.
Very quickly, international partnerships?
We're looking at partnerships in a number of areas, on car, technology, autonomous driving sensors.
But one of the big European car marques?
We'll never rule anything out. We'll keep an open mind.